Pinhead is the newest killer to join the Dead by Daylight roster, but is he worth the price tag? Well, let's have a look. His 3 perks. Deadlock. You induce mental suffering by crushing any hope of escape. Whenever a generator is completed, the entity blocks the generator with the most progression for 20, 25, 30 seconds. The aura of the block generator is revealed to you in white during this time. This seems like a perk that is designed to slow the game down, and maybe prevent survivors snowballing the game, giving you time to react to the way the survivors are playing. This perk combined with corrupt intervention could lead to a stalled early game, potentially allowing you to net a few early hooks, swinging the momentum of the game into your hands from the very start. It seems strong, but it doesn't really live up to the expectation. Realistically, survivors will be working on multiple gens at a time, so this perk can be replaced by something which aims to solving that problem rather than a single gen rush. Hex Plaything, a hex that toys with a victim's suffering. If there is at least one dull totem remaining on the trial, Hex Plaything activates on a random totem each time a survivor is hooked for the first time. The survivors suffer from the Cursed and Oblivious status effect, until Hex Plaything is cleansed. For the first 90 seconds, only the cursed survivor is able to cleanse the Hex totem. The aura of Hex Plaything's Hex totem is revealed to the cursed survivor within 24, 20, or 16 meters. The Hex effects persist as long as the related Hex totem is standing. In my opinion, this is a strong situational perk. It allows you to walk undetected for a period of time while a survivor frantically runs to find the totem. However, it does come with a downside. If you run any other Hex perk, their value will be significantly decreased, as you're actively encouraging survivors to hunt for totems. So maybe it's not the best idea after all. But if you do hate other Hex perks and want to choose this over them, this is the perk for you. Scorch Hook, Gift of Pain. You are the bringer of sweet pain. At the start of the trial, 4 random hooks are changed into Scorch Hooks. The areas of Scorch Hooks are revealed to you in white. When a survivor is unhooked from a Scorch Hook, they suffer from the hemorrhage and mangled status effects. Both status effects are removed upon being healed. Upon being healed, the survivor suffers from 7, 8, or 9% healing and repairing actions speed penalty until they're injured again. I think this is an interesting perk. It's a different take on a perk like Sloppy Butcher, which activates when they're injured, whereas this activates when they're healed, which I think is really interesting. It will slow the game down, forcing the survivors to get involved in a chase and potentially be hit, to then be healed so they can be more active on the map. But time will tell whether this perk is really good, but we just don't know at this point. His power. Summons of Pain. Press the power button to create a gateway and release the button to open it. Once opened, tap the ability button to summon forth a possessed chain under your control. Direct the chain into a survivor to bind them. Their movement speed will be decreased further as they are hit with a second and third chain. Survivors can perform the break free action to escape. If the Cenobite walks through chains, they will immediately break. Any solid object between the gateway and the chain survivors will immediately break the chain. This includes characters. In my opinion, this ability will help in chases to slow them down and land a cheap hit, potentially ending endless jungle gym loops, or pallet loops. It's also very satisfying to land it, to watch the survivor desperately try to get the hooks off as you walk towards them menacingly. The Lament Configuration. If left alone, the Lament Configuration eventually initiates a chain hunt by summoning chains to pursue survivors. The chain hunt ends when a survivor picks up the Lament Configuration. Survivors can see the aura of the Lament Configuration, which is either white, idle, or yellow chain hunt. A survivor carrying the Lament Configuration suffers from the Oblivious status effect, and chains will occasionally be summoned to attack them. The survivor must solve the Lament Configuration to remove it from their possession. While doing this, the Cenobite will see their location and be able to teleport to it. When the Cenobite picks up the Lament Configuration, a chain hunt is activated. Additionally, all survivors are instantly bound by chains, causing them to scream and reveal their locations. The Lament Configuration will spawn in a new location after the Cenobite or a survivor has used it. I think it's a strong power, being able to put pressure on survivors, giving them a time limit to be active on the map before you inevitably enter a chase with either a random survivor you just found on a gen, or the helpless survivor trying to aid his team via solving the box. And if you can't find any survivors and you're miles away from a chain hunt event, why not pick the box up yourself? As said before, it shows you where they are. They lay out a scream and they're bound. It might not be a bad strategy that if you're really struggling in the trial, pick the box up yourself. Overall, I would recommend adding this killer to your collection, but it's really up to you. By now there's loads of gameplay videos, so don't just take my word for it. Look around and finalise your decision before going ahead with any purchase. Thank you for watching, and peace.